Hey there guys, Gamer Dude back once again with some more gaming content. Today I am bringing you a video on Dying Light 2. What we can expect, any details we know so far, and just general chats about the game really. So before we begin, shout out to all my subscribers, thank you so much, do appreciate the support, appreciate the likes and comments. Major shout out to Blazon 710420, Direct Virus and Monty Burns Wakey. Do head over to their channels and check out their content as well. Now then, I'm going to be playing the first game, the first Dying Light game, while I talk about this.
With most of the runners out of action, Brecken wants the scouts to take their place.
I have in fact completed the game quite a few times. I've just started again on it so I can do this playthrough. So basically, out of all the E3 games that surfaced this year, Dying Light 2 stood out as one of the main highlights. It's basically a sequel that people have been clamping for. It's like they've been grabbing the air for it, they've been nagging developers for it since the release of the original one, the one that I'm currently playing back in 2015. The first Dying Light game, it gave birth to a vast open world filled with zombies and loot crates, loot drops and whatnot. It also gave birth to a new sort of gaming environment. Hang on, I'm just trying to remember the buttons again. There we go. So, I'm sure everybody has major questions about the studio's follow-up game. I certainly do, because I was very skeptical about the first Dying Light game for quite some time. It did take me a while before I made a purchase. But I've got you covered. I have quite a lot of information, I've done a lot of research, and I know a lot about the game myself. So hopefully I can get most of it out of the way for you guys. So I'm just going to pause the game while I get this bit covered, because I actually wrote this bit down so I'd remember. So the game itself is coming out at some point in 2019. We still do not have an official release date, so we still don't know exactly when it is physically coming out. We just know it is sometime in 2019. It's more of a goal at the moment, though, for them to get it released in 2019. I'm really hoping that it doesn't go the same way as Days Gone, as we've been waiting for Days Gone for like 5 years now, and I just think that's going to be overhyped, and there's not going to be much point in playing Days Gone. Ouch. Wow, my weapons really don't last long. I'm really as well just trying to remember the buttons as much as possible. Anyway, back to what we're saying. Techland did mention that the studio planned to release Dying Light 2 with effectiveness. So basically, they're going to try and get it out as soon as possible next year without delay. Which I'd be all for. I'd love it if they released it real quick instead of delaying it and postponing it, as I said, like Days Gone. So, in an interview with WCC F-Tech, the game's lead designer Timon Smektiller, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. He was emphasising that Techland's commitment to hitting 4K resolution and 60 FPS on PS4 Pro and Xbox One X this time around, because the last time with this game it was just HD. So I think what they're really trying to go for this time is a proper playability, because obviously with the vast open world of this there was only so much they could do with the graphics. As I said, I have completed it, I'm just replaying it through. So they teased at some point at E3 this year, they still have what they believe at the moment is a year to fully optimize the game, suggesting that it will be out before summer next year, as E3 was just before summer. So we don't really know. But given the way that games are going these days, I really wouldn't be surprised if it does get postponed. I mean, I love this open world. I love how you can go in a house like this and really you're endangering yourself, because they can break through the walls. Unlike the Dead Rising zombies, which are pretty docile. Easy to kill. Ow. Where the hell did he come from? Oh, he brought a friend. Oh, my stamina sucks. Die. Sorry, I'll just take out these zombies and then I'll be back with you. Probably would have been easier for me to live stream this video. Okay, I'm gonna pause it for the moment whilst I go through this. Just bear with me while I find my place again. So the second game itself, it does take place 15 years after this game, which is great actually, because this game it focuses on like the initial days of the outbreak. I mean, I think it's only been about a year since the initial outbreak in the first Dying Light game, which it's going to be very interesting, because it gives us an understanding of what basically humanity would go through in a situation like that, with it being set 15 years later. Because we all know from The Walking Dead and things like that it's basically survival of the fittest when it comes to zombie apocalypses. Techland has described the time period of Dying Light as sort of the new Dark Ages. So basically something that's taken humanity back in time, sort of like what AMC are doing with The Walking Dead. If you've seen any trailers for the new season, you know they're sort of going back to the Wild West. So Dying Light 2, they're going the way of the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, Queen Victoria style sort of thing. I don't know much about the Dark Ages. But it's going to be interesting to see once again, because we don't really have many games that focus on huge time skips like that. I mean, the only game as of late that's coming out with a huge time skip, I believe, is Telltale's The Walking Dead. They are actually doing, I think it's a 5-6 year time skip. And that'll be while AJ's all grown up. But I'm getting off topic. So back to my point. As I was saying, it's basically dragged human society back to a state of nature, really, and humanity is just more likely to kill itself than be eaten alive by hordes of the undead. Which, as we've seen in many other renditions of zombie apocalypse games. As for who you'll be playing as, we don't really know. We don't know if you'll be playing as a returning character. We don't know if there's going to be a returning character, because we've only had, I think we had the second trailer at Gamescom this year. But don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure on that. And of course I don't have any grenades. Damn. Don't want to go that way. Anyway, as I was saying, it sure sounds like a noted voice actor is returning though. Troy Baker, as we saw in the trailers. So that's good to know if that voice is returning. Hopefully the new protagonist of the game, if there is a new protagonist, will be somewhat charismatic, unlike Dying Light's apocalyptic snooze fest Kyle Crane, you know, the current character I'm currently playing as now. He doesn't really get much dialogue. He doesn't really say much. I mean, yeah, when there's cutscenes, he says a lot, but when you're out in the gaming world, he doesn't really say much. He just really stands still. So moving on, Dying Light is actually much more of an RPG this time. One of the most surprising things about Dying Light 2's reveal was the announcement of Chris Avellone, am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. A famed games writer known for his work on multitudes of RPGs. So you know, this guy's done Divinity, Original Sin 2, Fallout New Vegas, etc, etc. He has been assisting Techland with some other projects, but I'm not sure which ones. I don't really play many of Techland's games. I think this is the first one I've really enjoyed from Techland. Basically, the story of Dying Light 2, what we do know is it's going to be more ambitious than the first one. There's going to be probably a bigger open world with a hell of a lot more to do. There's probably going to be... Oh, okay, that works. There's probably going to be a bigger threat level. There's going to be a bigger populace of zombies. There's going to be bigger and harder zombies to take down. Because one of the first like big bad zombies I encountered in this game was the electrical yard. I mean, I looked at it. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to beat that thing? I've only got a crowbar. You know, it's like it wasn't. It's like I wasn't going to get anywhere with it, really. Yes.
I'm getting close to the drop zone.
Oh. Just bear with me again, guys, while I take out these dudes. That's the one bad thing about starting early off in the game, you get no stamina. Oh, you die already? This one doesn't want to die. All I had to do was repair my weapon. Sorry about the delay there, folks. So, as I was saying, in Dying Light 2, the plot is organic, reactive entity that we can weave in multiple directions, much like the first one. Depending on how you decide to respond to situations in the zombie apocalypse. So basically that hints that it could be, you could do things in a number of different ways. So like Telltale's The Walking Dead, you can sort of you can alternate your choices through different levels, through different missions, and your choice ultimately affects the outcome of the game. I'm not sure if that's what they're going to be doing with this, but from that it does sound like it. So what I would like to talk about now is the actual gameplay demo. Now I must admit, and if you haven't seen the gameplay demo, it is actually on my channel under the E3 2018 tab, so do check those out if you get a chance. I must admit, by the trailer, I wasn't very whelmed. I mean, I'm not going to deny, I'm very excited for the game. I'm always excited for a new game, especially a new zombie game. But the trailer itself, I didn't really see much promise in it. It seemed quite rushed. It seemed like they'd not bothered to really take anything into account or into consideration. I'm dead. When in doubt, hide. Oh, okay, maybe not. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not really sure this was the best way to do this this talk through on this. Anyway, back to what I was saying about the trailer. Naturally, the updated visuals do look incredibly stunning. They look breathtaking. It looks like they've taken a lot of the bugs into account, especially when you're jumping across things and jumping onto things and whatnot. The backgrounds, the visual backgrounds and everything, they look absolutely beautiful. The graphics as well, they look much improved. I'm guessing they were
It looks intact. I'll check out what's inside.
I'm guessing they were basing the demo on PS4 Pro graphics. See, the fact that that they are actually continuing on with these games, it is a sight to behold. As I said earlier in the video, we don't really see many of these videos anymore. We don't really see many of these games anymore because of the modern sort of society that we live in, which is really sort of judgmental these days, and it's just, oh, it's just pointless. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, Techland seem to be making the most of the Xbox One X to show off all of its rich colours and whatnot. They haven't really shown much on the development of the PS Pro, which I'm not entirely sure why. Because you'd think they'd show it off on all platforms. But really, the demo does give you a good look at the idea of the game's updated parkour and its combat mechanics. So it is well worth it for any fan that's interested in the game. I mean, this is the first time I've played the game in well over a year now, because as I say, I've completed it several times, and once you start again, well, your progress is wiped really. So I don't. It's not really worth playing again, is it? Well, I think that'll be it for this video, folks. I do apologise for the stuttering and the stammering. I'm sure you know when you're playing a zombie game like this, you really do have to concentrate. So I do apologise for any delays in my conversation. Be sure to check out my latest uploads. I am currently doing a countdown to Spider-Man PS4, which is fantastic, I might add, with only 11 days remaining to Spider-Man. I am playing through all of my older Spider-Man games, and I'm uploading all the cutscenes to my channel. I'm putting them in the playlist as well. It's called Countdown to Spider-Man PS4, so do check those out if you get a chance. Again, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments what you guys think about Dying Light 2. Also, drop me a like if you enjoyed this video. Once again, I do apologise for me stammering and not talking quite a few times, because I was just getting used to the controls and whatnot again for the game. So that being said, this has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming, and I shall catch you all real soon.